Finally making it to the post office. Cyborg Spider-Man picked up from my buddy. It's taken me all week to get here. I actually came here right from work. Oh, there's the mailman and dogs. They've just never seen eye to eye. And SpongeBob making his appearance at the post office along with the claw machine at Costco. When did they have Aquaman stamps? They have Charlie Brown here. Get Aquaman. Oh, they can vote to bring your favorites. I haven't been here for a very, very long time. There's R2, little Star Trek, Wonder Woman. Big day for PlayStation 5. Also, Xbox wants to get it on the mix, on the sale. Yes, Xbox is actually on sale along with PlayStation. Who would have thought? When both offering and 50% off. So yeah, I just wanted to stop in at Hobby Lobby. Wall decor marked home decor, 50% off. One more day. I always like to save this for like the 11th hour. Whoa, actually look at this. Price is good till December 27th. Are you kidding me? Over a month long of 50% off at Hobby Lobby. So you have time. You don't have to like drop everything and head over this weekend. Another SpongeBob sighting. But yeah, we're gonna get into a lot of PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Just to be safe, looking at another flyer, 27th. That is the longest. So that is Hobby Lobby's Black Friday Christmas season sale. 50% off for over a month. Kudos to Hobby Lobby. Figured it would end tomorrow, then they'd come back, you know, Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend. But no, they're just gonna keep it the whole time. We'll see if there's anything new over here. Spidey, we just sent you out. And the Grinch is coming to McDonald's. I believe it's December 2nd. So kind of hinted at that yesterday, but just, the news is out. I think everybody knows that they're going to have the next adult Happy Meal will be the Grinch with Grinch socks and a special themed French fries. So gonna be definitely checking that out. So yeah, just never want to pass up a Grinch sighting. Definitely had a little McDonald's on my mind. Just getting a shake instead of a coffee tonight. It's a smallie. And the McRib is back. I've never tried one before. I don't think I ever will. I was kind of curious a little while ago, how would it taste, but I don't think so. I just don't think it's something I would like. Welcome to today's video. As of recording of this Friday, TGIF, November 21st, the day the sales for PlayStation 5 finally hit. We have been talking about this for a very long time. They are live. So is Xbox. Xbox has a sale going on. A couple of things that I found, and a friend of mine actually saw something. I'll get to that at one of the stores. This might be completely luck of the draw, very similar to like going to Sam's Club and seeing the clearance. Why am I drinking a shake and not a coffee? The Monopoly game, whatever you win, expires the 23rd. Today's the 21st. I have a few prizes to redeem, so that's why it's such a small shake. I decided let's just come here. We'll get a shake instead of a coffee. Maybe I'll get a coffee in a little bit. There's a plane. But for right now, just gonna go with the shake. Stop at a few stores and go over the full rundown on who has PlayStation 5 sales. Pretty much everybody, but what are those sales? And something that I want to get into that a little disappointed in the article we read because they only stated Walmart, Amazon, and Sony Direct. Turns out everybody has a sale. In the car, there's a gentleman just like rocking out to like classic hits next to me. It's 39 degrees. A little cool for a shake, but gotta redeem those prizes. Still have another one I'll get to tomorrow. So yeah, I never thought that the day would come that I'd be worried about losing those freebies. Hey, I just went from Pewaukee to Waukesha. So the fact that Target wasn't listed, wasn't stated in any of the sales. And we saw GameStop's flyer where they were showcasing bundles. But, and I wanted to believe that every store, if Walmart's doing it, everybody's going to do it, right? Sometimes when Amazon does stuff or Sony Direct, may not be the same everywhere else, but that's exactly what's going on. Target has every PlayStation 5 $100 off. So be telling if in store they actually have it labeled, or if you got to go on your Circle app. So it does have the full price stated underneath here. They do have a Pro here, and you see that's $749. So it's the $649. You wouldn't think it, but yeah, they are offering the same exact sale that everybody pretty much is running right now. And I guess the one thing is I don't really know how long it's going to go on for. I'm going to guess that it ends after Cyber Monday, so the 2nd. I think that was what was stated before, the 21st to the 2nd. So if you're going to get a PlayStation 5, no matter where you get it, you have until December 2nd to make that decision. There is the best value, the cheapest value is the all digital for $399. And the most expensive is the Pro for $649. And this pretty much sums everything up, just going off of a email I got from GameStop today. Save $100 on select PlayStation 5 consoles and bundles. Everything Sony here. Save $30 on select DualSense Edge controllers. Save $20 on select DualSense controllers. So that you save the $20, save the $30. So that must just be two different models here. Okay, I just felt like I read the same thing twice. Save $20 on all PlayStation Portal and Access controller. And save up to $30 on select PlayStation Pulse headsets and earbuds. And I may be going back and forth with PlayStation 5 and Xbox, just depending on where we go. I'm gonna start with something that, because we're at Target, my buddy Mo texted me today and he says, hey, I'm at Target. I don't know if this is what's happening at the stores near you, but he stated that he saw a Series X at Target for $499. Now, I don't see anything on the shelf here on the Series X for $499. I checked Circle app, I didn't see that coming up. Might have just been a random Target, so just keep that in mind when you're kind of going out and shopping around this weekend. If you stop at a Target, check out any Xbox products. Pay attention when you're going to Target if you see one for $499. Just wanted to show that the Xbox on Circle is still showing up at $649.99. So the $499 could have just been, I don't know. I can't explain how that's possible, but you might stumble across it. And he said it was a Series X with the disc, so it wasn't any Series S. I mean, it was literally. So I'm pretty sure these are all digital, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So, yeah, just wanted to throw it out there. $499 disc. I think it's a buy. Of course, the big question is, when am I going to buy my PlayStation 5? It will not be tonight, but I promise it will be this weekend, probably leaning towards Sunday, the walk and talk. I just wanted to make it kind of a special walk and talk. These were the videos that started everything, kind of that led into the daily videos, and I think that my camera's just kind of going bonkers right now. I would like to do it Sunday. There's a fear that they'll all sell out, but everyone seems to have PlayStation 5. So I mean, it's just, we'll go over the stores that are carrying them, but everyone is offering the $100 off. So, and even more than that, because Costco's got the bundle for $120 off. And I think there's going to be plenty of PlayStation 5s out there, and I'm not going to let that decide the fact of I'm going to run out tomorrow when I wake up and grab it, probably Sunday. But saying that, kind of going back and forth on another purchase I was going to make this week, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And nothing has anything to do with the PlayStation 5. Well, kind of, I guess, you would play it, but I feel that the TVs, the sale prices are going to stick around for a little bit. And I'm not going to kind of force myself to buy a TV right now because of the sale. You know, I don't see these going away up to Christmas. I see the PlayStation 5 going back to full price before Christmas. So that's why I will be buying one this weekend. We want to mention that Spider-Man toys 30% off ending tomorrow, the 22nd. So if you're watching this Saturday the 22nd and you want to run out to Target, see if you can find an Xbox for $4.99 that takes discs. Might get a little sale on Spider-Man, 30%. Look, they have the Thing gloves. Does he say anything like it's clobbering time?
It's clobbering time.
Oh, that is awesome. Black Friday is here, and so is the big guy. Shaq, if I'm taking one chance this Black Friday, it's on the TV. I am not taking any chances with the PlayStation 5. We've been talking about it for just about as long as PlayStation 5 has been around. I feel that the sales will continue on a lot of stuff. I mean, why would they just stop, right? Christmas is more than a month away. I think the TVs are gonna be around. I just don't want to put it all on the same billing cycle. I think Shaq's the same way. Some of the sales, the markdowns here on the VR2 down to $299. They have some of the controllers here. They have the PlayStation Portal at $169.99. The headsets, $129.99. Of course, you're going to need the case for $29.99. And another headset for $129.99. $54.99 on the controller, so that's not bad because it's usually $70. So yeah, it's saved $20, $75. I mean, it's got to be very similar in cost to the Switch 2 Pro controller, and not just PlayStation 5, but I mean, going on the latest email from Best Buy, right here is what caught my eye: video games, consoles, and VR. Save up to 60% on select PlayStation. Here is the bundle. I mean, you know, you look at like what's the best value, you know, with the art, you get the disc drive, not a bad deal, $4.99. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners bundle, 128 gigs, save $50, $249. Then you have the Batman, save $70, $329.99. And here's the big one, the lowest the PlayStation 5 Pro has ever been, and followed by the cheapest PlayStation 5 you can get. So just mind you, this is digital. I don't think there's any option on, maybe I'm not an expert when it comes to this. Maybe you could install the disc drive later on, but right now this is the cheapest one you can get, brand new, $399.99. And then sales on games like Madden, $29.99. I know Spider-Man 2 is also $30. So some of Best Buy's top picks here, and every store is going to have these. So it's just going off of the email from Best Buy. And I will admit, some of these, you know, $20 off. I guess, I mean, that's great, but it's not enough to convince me, who's never had this before, to go out and say, you know what, I'm gonna drop 180, 50, maybe 60, 70 would kind of give me an impulse, but something like that. $100 though on a PlayStation 5. And then you have the open box, which I actually just saw something like, is it a scam? I bought something open box from Best Buy before, and I wouldn't do it again. So day one of the $100 off. This is how this is looking over here for the PlayStation 5 consoles. I don't see a Pro. Might be around the corner, or they might not have any in this store. But they do have the $449, the $399, and then some of the bundles over here. And yeah, your standard. And then a bunch of the VR2s. Yeah, Shaq's busy keeping his eye on not just the Nintendo, but the PlayStation, the Sony. And over by the Meta Quest, they do have the displays and then the pricing for the $249 all the way up to $499. Batman, Walking Dead. So I don't know where the popularity on the VR was from where it started. I know it was huge. Haven't seen a lot of VR right now. It might just kind of be one of those things like home arcade that just all of a sudden, boom, they're back. Which reminds me, there's a sale on Basic Fun. First Black Friday holiday season for arcade classics, Basic Fun, and they have already lowered their prices. These came in originally at $5.99 with the $100 coupon, and now dropping it another 20% for $79.99, $474.99. WrestleFest and Centipede. Not a bad price here. I was surprised when I saw this yesterday. I'm waiting for the Supreme, and I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts on Star Wars, for example, and comparing that to a bigger cabinet. The only thing keeping me from not buying this, besides the PlayStation 5, is the Supreme, is just getting a bigger cabinet. But $479.99, knowing that you probably need, you got to buy the deck protector. You don't have to put in the extra game, not right away. But yeah, maybe a coin door. I saw P-Dubs did that, kind of giving it a little bit more of an authentic look. The marquee you might be able to live with. That's not a bad deal. Maybe $399 is probably where this should be, but I like that that they dropped that. Not just the 3/4 scale, but the countercades getting a 24% discount too, now bringing it down to $189.99. So take the Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man countercades, very, taking a step back products. Those are $149.99, and compare it to these. Compare it to something a little bit better. Same size, marquee's not going to light up. Only one player, but not much more than that $149.99. So those are the sales for arcade classics. No Return of the Jedi just yet. Just asking a gentleman who had the 1 terabyte disk drive PlayStation 5 in his hands. And I said, are you buying this for yourself or for a present? For him, he has the PlayStation 4, and I said, the $100 sale, that's enough for you to go out and buy it. And he goes, yes, I was going to get the digital, but his colleague told him that, you're going to want to have more memory, obviously, because having the digital games downloaded on there. And I said, the same for me, is I haven't had a PlayStation since the first PlayStation, and I'm finally ready to get one. And just the fact, not trying to create any FOMO for anybody, I'm kind of creating it for myself right now. The fact that I don't see a Pro, not that I'm going to get a Pro, I see people buying these. So I'm a little worried that they might sell out this weekend. Might be buying one tomorrow. We'll see. Might not wait to Sunday, but just want to throw it out there that a lot of people, like the gentleman I was talking to, like myself, are buying PlayStation 5s or were interested for the first time. Okay, I want to talk a little Xbox. So I was standing here, I saw the gentleman over here holding the one on the ground. I wanted to ask him. It's cool. This is excitement, and it's not the best sale ever. It's something, and it gets people to come out and just say, I'm buying one, and that's where I'm at. There's some sales on Xbox. Xbox reveals big Black Friday deals for 2025. Discounts on a variety of games, Xbox Game Pass, and accessories. Black Friday is one of the best times to take advantage of price cuts. I had no idea. Everything to do with gaming, and Xbox fans who have been eagerly waiting for the sale have a lot to look forward to. Okay, let's see what the sale is. Just to kind of summarize this up, this goes until December 3rd. They are discounting over 2,000 games, giving fans plenty of chances to pick up something new this holiday season. Those who buy Assassin's Creed Shadows between November 20th That was yesterday. And December 11th, we'll also get a $5 Xbox gift card. This is something I saw earlier, kind of skimmed through this earlier today. Black Friday's Xbox Game Pass deal. Newcomers can join Xbox Game Pass for $1. This is a very good idea. This gets people like myself who have never been on Game Pass to check it out for 14 days. After those 2 weeks, subscribers will be charged $14.99 a month. Discounts on controllers, accessories, and more up to 20%. Free engraving on Xbox controllers made with Xbox Design Lab November 27th through December 12th. And subscribers can get a MetaQuest 3S headset bundle with Batman, Arkham Shadow, and Beat Saber for $249.99. A few days ago, I mean, within the last week, there were Series S, Series X here. People, actually, there's a Series S up here. People are buying these at that full price. So a lot of people are going to result to Game Pass. And I guess my plan in the near future is to just do the Game Pass thing, playing it on, I'll figure that out depending on, when I get a TV, if that play it on an app or getting a Fire Stick. I don't see myself getting an actual console unless I'm like Mike of all trades and I just see a Series X for $499 with the disk drive. But other than that, people are they're picking them up. So those are the deals. And I think that the $1 to get into Game Pass and then $14.95 after 2 weeks, that's a pretty good deal. And I think that gets somebody like myself into the Xbox. It's been PlayStation 5 heavy, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that eventually will get into some sort of the Game Pass. Here's the thing is I am all about cycles. And looking at a TV in front of me here, I'm gonna get another TV. There has to be an upgrade, obviously, to be able to have that option to play the Xbox. But I'm gonna chance it. I'm gonna wait and see if I can just, get that in a couple of weeks. Not put it all on one statement. If anything, it's gonna be the PlayStation 5 because this is what's left at Best Buy. Now, other stores, every store is gonna have the sale. I might not be buying mine from Best Buy. Might be GameStop, might be Target. Heck, I could go to Costco and just get that bundle. So there are options. I have places that I'll be able to get it from. I'm not going to build the FOMO just because a couple of people have bought some today. But I think they're going to, for the most part, sell pretty much every PlayStation 5 in the next 2 weeks. Flip side is there's a ton of TVs here. And even if it's, so I've been watching Samsung. They're not going to run out of Samsung TVs. There's going to be an abundance of TVs. There might not be a lot of the consoles. I mean, look at when Nintendo Switch 2 came out. People bought them up, and it took 6-7 months until they're finally just sitting around stores. So, and it's the same with PlayStation 5, but $100 off gets people like myself to go out this week and pick one up. So it's just, which one is it going to be? And it could happen that the one that's still available. Never know. That's going to do it for today. Let me know if you picked up any Sony products. If you like the Game Pass option, if you're thinking that, it's a good time to jump in. Nintendo really doesn't have anything unless we're talking games. So that is what's happening this weekend, along with, of course, the month-long Hobby Lobby 50% off sale. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Sales on Madden for Switch 2. There are some markdowns here. Guardians of Azuma down to $49.99. Split Fiction, $39.99. Of course, Kirby Air Riders came out yesterday, and we were at Best Buy, and they had some on the shelf. This Best Buy, for some reason, when a new game comes out, they have it behind customer service. So I don't see that over here. Well, they might have sold out. It's possible. I saw a few yesterday, so I guess it just depends what store you're going to. But they might have more. If you're looking for that, just ask a representative, a team member, if they have Kirby. They do have a ton of Switch 2s. Shaq's kind of dressed for the Sony look, isn't he? You know what happened was I kept going on Best Buy every night and just looking at TVs, and I got to that point where I was just like, am I trying to like force myself to make a decision right now? So there's a ton of Samsung here, and not so much the model I was going to get, but I mean there's TVs every single place. Maybe Black Friday, the actual Black Friday, I will pick up a TV. But if I can wait a week, 2 weeks after that, I would prefer that. But we'll see. This weekend's all about PlayStation 5 for me. And the fact that I'm sitting here right now, standing, knowing that there's some in stock, might urge me to pick one up tomorrow. We'll see. I don't want to miss out. Could be making my own FOMO, but you never know. Shopping gets crazy.